Hi everybody, it's July. I'm breeding Peanut Butter and Calla. Now this is their first breeding today, so I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks or so we'll hopefully have a litter. Now keep in mind, males who are under 3 months, 9 times out of 10 will not have any luck on breeding with the female to the point where she'll get pregnant, just for the fact that no. Do not ever let their faces touch. Even if the female's in heat, she can very well attack the male, and the male will never attack the female. So always worry about the female, never the male. Also, like I was saying, normally they'll never get the female pregnant if they're under 3 months, just for the fact that they don't have the supplies to do it. And to top that off, a lot of times they can't even find the spot that they need to go in. While above 3 months, well, 3 months and above, normally they'll miss the first couple of times and eventually will get it. And for all those that are also wondering, I do not inbreed my hamsters. In fact, these are from 2 separate lines. One, right there, which is Peanut Butter, he's actually 4th generation that I've actually raised. And Calla's the 1st generation that I've actually raised. And she came from Coco and Smokey. Coco and Smokey I did not raise from birth on up. Calla I actually did. For those of you who know this, it's just a refresher, and for those of you who had no idea, I think it's like 2 to 3 months back. You want to take a look at those videos and watch her as she grows up. She's actually my biggest hamster right now. And then Peanut Butter here is from Sheila's line. Like I said, 4th generation that I've actually raised. Sheila I did not raise, but I raised her son. I raised her granddaughter. And I raised, obviously, Peanut Butter. I guess so. He would actually be 3rd generation that I raised, but 4th generation of that generation. So, because Rhett, I did not keep Rhett. So Rhett's story, unfortunately, will never be told. But I did keep his daughter, which was Gina. And I bred Gina with Nanook, who produced Peanut Butter. And so, hopefully, with an upcoming litter, they will hopefully give me my 4th generation raised, but my 5th generation owned. And also, for those of you who are wondering, never stick the female in her cage with the male. That's a big no-no, because that's her territory and she will defend it. Even if she's in heat, she will attack the male no matter what. And if you put them in neutral ground, you won't have the best results, because the female will want to try and claim that territory and the male will not feel as comfortable. For the best results, always stick the female in with the male, because that way the territory is already claimed by his scent. Do not clean out the cage prior to actually doing this, because the more it actually smells like him, the better results of her actually submitting will be. So, with that being said, don't ever let their faces touch. Because once again, the female will gladly attack the male. Never have to worry about the male. The only inbred that I have is Zazzle, and he's strictly pet only. The only reason why I have him is because I rescued him from Petco, since obviously nobody would have wanted him. Because not only is he blind completely in one eye, but he also is he's also very aggressive, and it actually took me 9 months to tame him. And I think honestly it's because now he's too old to be totally aggressive. Where, like I said in my one video, does your hamster have the untamable personality? It literally was impossible to try and tame him, because when you would actually go into his cage, he would actually aggressively go towards your fingers to bite them. And so, for those of you who are worried that your hamster might have that, if they mistake your hand as food, that's totally different than actually aggressively going towards your hand to try and bite you. Now, I think she's actually done. So, we're going to put her back in her cage. But like I was saying with your hamsters, if your hamster is actively being aggressive towards you, like trying to bite your hand, your fingers, is constantly squeaking and squealing while actively trying to defend the territory, and is just overly aggressive, then yes, your hamster will probably be one with an untamable personality, which is pretty much, I would say, inbred for personality problems, because it's not normal for them to actively try to go after a hand. It's different if you've been handling food, but if you're actually touching them and they're actively trying to go for your hand as an aggression, then, like I said, you have something to worry about. But if anybody else has any more questions that they want answered about me and my breeding, just let me know. And if I don't have a video on it, I will simply make one. So hopefully in the next, I would say 2 weeks or so, hopefully we'll have a new litter. So, toodles for now, everybody.